wanna do a podcast? We make a darn good team. It always goes without a hitch. Let's head to Twitch and go start up the stream. Do you wanna do a podcast? It's the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Let's start now. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast.
Come? Alright, I'll do my own bits myself.
Oh wait, no silence.
We're doing it. Get off the road.
Philosophers? Oh, sorry. I thought our tech guy hit the button. My bad. Anyway, hey Dave.
Hey, Bo.
Do you want to know how to piss off philosophers?
Ask a lot of why questions consecutively? No?
Hey Dave.
Yes.
How did the ship of Theseus start 2022? By saying, New Year, New Me! Hey everyone, and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. I'm Boater.
I'm Dave.
Getting started off on an appropriately nerdy joke, I think.
Oh, God. I like it. I like it.
It took me a while to figure out how to, I had the punchline. I'm like, how do I make a joke out of this punchline? It's too good to just leave alone.
I enjoyed it immensely.
I'm glad. Welcome, everyone, to the first Nerd Glasses of 2022. That is not 2020, the sequel. We already had that. Why would I want 2022? The first one was awful.
Pass. Hard pass.
Welcome to the first Nerd Glasses of the post-Betty White future. Rest in peace, Betty White, or rest in laughter with your friends and the other Golden Girls.
I always viewed it as, the crackling that was happening in my ears stopped, and I was very excited, but then I was like, oh God, did I just kill my headset by turning this dial?
Nope, still got you.
I always think about the idea that when the year Macho Man Randy Savage died, he elbow dropped the next year to be good, and I'm pretty sure
he
this
prevented
year,
the rapture.
Well, pretty sure this is similar premising.
I've seen different ways of spinning it, with okay, negative. Oh man, if she didn't want to be in 2022, what hope do we have? And then some positive ones. I saw one today that is probably the most wholesome positive spin.
Yeah,
and that was that she didn't want to wait until after her 100th birthday, because if she waited and then passed away in January, everyone would say, "Oh no, this year is going to be another bad one." So it's that's a wholesome way to look at it, is just keep that in 2021, and we got a nice clean slate going into 22. It wasn't a sequel. 2021, we're now in the sequel. 2020, the rematch.
2021. So wait, no, you know what? You know what would make this year even better if it was done?
Me versus the calendar, round 3, fight!
If it was done by Square Enix, because it'd be 2021.5 remaster, Redux, COVID remaster,
over 19. Don't worry, Square Enix, we're not done with you. We'll get back to you. But first off, let's start with a Twitch ban, as we like to do. Banned this past week on Twitch is a streamer, It's Sliker. It might be It's Slicker, I'm not sure. ITS SLIKER.
Okay.
For accidental nudity or explicit sex content.
Ooh.
He was watching a Vice interview with Amaranth. A lot of other streamers have watched this interview. It's, largely her own streams, stuff that was on Twitch, whatever. They didn't post anything that wasn't already cleared by Twitch for her to be streaming, and yet he got a ban. His first one, just a one-day ban, because accidental, first ban, whatever. But, a lot of other reaction streamers watched it, bigger names, and nothing happened to him. So it's just Twitch being inconsistent, and really makes me happy whenever I poke the Twitch bear, and I always expect that, You don't get the second half of Nerd Glasses, and I'm taking the night off from Citadel. But screw it, poke the bear.
Well, I was going to say, let's just make sure that we remember that the last couple of weeks, everyone's been banned for mentioning saltines, so let's all not use that terminology.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Don't want to get salty about it.
Twitch playing favorites.
Never! These big video content sites would never play favorites. I'm still not monetized on YouTube after some big douchebag. Anyway.
So I will interrupt the usual transition to games that are coming out in the next 7 days because I want to tell you, do you know who flew across my dashboard on 5 different platforms this morning specifically?
No?
The Doctor of Disrespect.
Oh, yes.
Specifically because a bunch of people caught a rumor that he's potentially seeking reinstatement to Twitch.
Yep.
But that's it. Like,
yeah, that's it. That's what he's always wanted.
Yep.
So he just used the opportunity as what was his votes for, like, he didn't win that nerdy, did he? No, he didn't.
No, God, no.
No.
Activision Blizzard won.
Right. Yeah, Activision Blizzard won. He got a single 1
million
votes for
I upped it now that it's a replay.
yeah. For just being a topic that won't go away. And sure enough, he was like, I haven't talked to a news outlet in the past month and a half. Let me just say my New Year's resolution is to get my ass back on Twitch. Make them blah, blah, blah. And people like, oh my God, Dr. Disrespect, I love you. Let me suck your... Anyway.
Now, you know what I did, though? The winner of that particular award was Activision Blizzard.
Uh-huh.
And I did manage to dump sack Bobby and leave the award on his front lawn. And he did actually ask me.
What else can I help you with?
We're never retiring that button.
No, we're not. It's here to stay. Because...
I did... tweet at Power Wash Simulator saying, hey, I know it's a small thing, but congratulations. We actually want to send you one of these. And unfortunately, they did not reply. But
you'll be surprised to hear that I tried to slide into the DMs of the Game Awards and a couple other people affiliated, and one of the affiliated acts that does things looked at the message. So
I have a read receipt.
The ball's in play. I'm not going to start name dropping unless they actually respond. Maybe they'll give it a heart. Or like a laugh emoji. But I'm just saying, Jeff, send us your P.O. box so we can mail you your nerdy. And we would love to see it next year on the Game Awards. Maybe we'll present one.
Can you be, that would be amazing. That would be ridiculous and amazing because it's ridiculous.
Hi, I'm Voter. Hi, I'm Dave Man. Dave, stop shitting your pants. No. So... lots of games are coming out in the next year, and we're going to be getting into so many of them. But there's one that's coming out in the next 7 days that I am just super-duper jazzed about.
I guess so. That's about the highest pitch I've ever heard your voice.
Oh, I got higher pitch during Alan Wake too. But we're going to head over to Nerd Division. And we are looking at a PC port of a game that you've already seen streamed here on Insane Games TV on my personal channel, but it's on PC, so Boater might actually play it.
No, that's unfair, Dave.
But it is, and you know what? Damn it all, that game was fun enough that I'd consider buying it a second time. I really would. I'm going to feel bad not playing it on my Switch, but God, it was fun. And for those of you who have never played a Monster Hunter game, I keep wanting to say Monster Rancher just because I grew up with that cartoon. Never watched enough of it, but I watched the opener.
Right.
Monster Rancher. But man, I'm lucky enough that folks would play. Look at those visuals. Look at those. Oh, voice chat. Nope. I'm out. I'm immediately out. Goodbye. Do not want to hear from.
Bye.
But The visuals, the gameplay itself is very crisp. There's so many different weapons to choose from to fight the monsters.
Yeah.
Some of the way they change the mechanics, the new big old monsters you hunt in and of themselves, it's so fun. I'm lucky enough that I have a group of friends that will play this game with me, and by God, just I, come get it. And definitely check it out in your own ways if you so choose. But I highly recommend it. The DLCs that are available are nothing but cosmetic
Uh-huh.
and nothing but choice things.
Yep.
There's going to be all sorts of tie-ins with Sonic and other Capcom IPs. And then summer 2022, there is an expansion for Sunbreak coming, and I will definitely be talking a lot about that in the summer of 2022 because we made it. We made it summer 2022. Hell yeah. But that, to be totally honest, was the big game that was coming out in the next week that I was very excited about. And damn it all, if all things aren't good in the world, when you have some nice releases coming on your schedule and and you have a lot of other things
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
out and doing.
Yeah. We will talk more shortly, probably about the middle of the program. We'll start looking ahead, seeing what other games are coming out later this year that we're excited about. Give you some previews that we're looking at. But yeah, Monster Hunter Rise coming out this week. We're already, we're not waiting for February. We've got some post-holiday releases coming right down the alley.
Have you ever played a Monster Hunter title?
Never,
Okay.
never.
Steve, have you played a Monster Hunter title? It's not Steve's cup of tea. I'm not gonna lie. I picked the most ridiculous thing I could find. It's a support class, but you're a bard. But unfortunately, when you think bard, you think like this stuff.
Yeah.
And you think like the Tulio gif of just being like.
Yeah.
But I picked the bard class in that game. It's literally like a stand-up bass, but then they just kind of accidentally overexposed it, so it's like this wide and it's two-handed, and so I swing it around overhead and slam it on the monsters, and it plays notes somehow, like some sort of and they're very nice notes too, because it's not like
it's not like twang twang.
Yeah, it's not just like. Because that would be hysterical.
Like, ding, 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 ding.
Exactly. So and there's little whistle tones and things, and I just enjoy the hell out of doing that while everybody else in the party has 2 swords, a bow, a gun. Meanwhile, I have a big old bashing stick.
I call this one Ode to Joy of Bashing Your Head in.
The thing that I like
Ode
most
to the Joy of Violence.
I know that Monster Hunter has had this in past games, but the thing that made me laugh most about Rise was I was taking that big old hunk of bash stick, and you would hit things in certain parts, and I literally did not know this because I'd never played a Monster Hunter game previous to Rise.
Uh-huh.
But I overhead swung it, and a part of the monster just fell off. So I'm standing there going, "Gah!" Is this supposed to happen? And it was. But just so good, so fun. Join in the Discord, group up with a bunch of us. We'll love to take you on some hunts. Even if you have no idea what's going on, it's hysterical.
Nice. So there's that. What else have you been playing? Playing, watching. What have you gotten into
many
this past
things,
week?
and I'm so excited for all the stuff we're about to chit chat about. So actually, because I've been talking for a while, Butter, do you wanna take the ball for the first? What's been in your disc tray to homage to old segments and things?
So we'll go with what I've been playing. We'll stay on that for now. A couple months back, I took a road trip with a coworker, just going to another store up in Vermont. So we had an hour, and we were just chatting games and stuff. And he recommended the game Moonlighter to me. Which came out in 2018, but it's for Switch, for PC, etc. And I just kept it on my wish list for a while. Then the Steam Winter Sale hit, and it was $5 instead of $25.
You got to get it then.
Yeah. And I started playing it this weekend, and as I do, I put 14 hours into it between Saturday and Sunday.
So you hate it.
I put a few more hours in since then. I have cleared the four. It is a roguelite, which means that it is whenever you go into a dungeon, it is randomized. You're going from the start. You're at least somewhat expected to die and head back to what happens between dungeons, which is you bring back as much of your inventory as you can. You have 5 things that you're carrying and then 15 things in your bag. If you die, you lose everything in your bag, but you keep the 5 things on you. So inventory management.
Okay.
And then when you come back, you sell the items. Like you own a shop that you upgrade through the course of the game, that you figure out the prices for them. Oh, they think this is a really good deal. Let me bump up the price. Oh, they're not even touching that one and getting mad at me. Obviously that price needs to come down. So it's shop management as the other half of the game.
But still, that's
Yeah,
like,
no, it's really good, and it's based around there are 4 dungeons that were all closed up in this little town, and as you start to go through and bring more things back and start to upgrade and clear more dungeons, the town gets bigger, they open more dungeons. I have cleared the 4 dungeons, and then there is a 5th dungeon that they open and kind of is what the theming goes up to. And I went in there for the first time when I got home today before I headed back out to do the podcast. I was like, let me try this out. Oh my, I'm going to need to put a lot more time into that. It's been a lot of fun. Steph was watching me and ended up getting it herself. Finally opening
Nice.
the Xbox controller and the wireless dongle receiver that I got for her. I was like, "Oh, hey, what are you gonna play?" She was like, "That game." So
so
it's a lot of fun.
did you ever play Reciteer, an item, a shop's tale?
No, it
Okay.
sounds familiar.
What the game you're describing sounds a lot like a different angled game, but very similar in the fact that Reciteer, just like that, was a game about you in homage to you're a child and you wake up and they're like, your father's dead and you have all his debt and you have to run this shop now.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so to get inventory, you can either buy from your customers or you can go on adventures. But in
Okay.
which case your shop is closed.
Yeah.
And the same thing, if you die, you lose the items you got in the shop
Yep.
for the shop. But if you things like that, Moonlighter sounds awesome.
Moonlighter has like a simple day-night cycle. You can open the shop during the day, and then if you go to a dungeon at night, it's more dangerous, but there's more stuff to get.
Yeah.
You can take a day off from the shop and just go into the dungeon again. Some of the other shops in town that you open up are only open during the day. Yeah, it's cool. And Steph had been playing a lot of Hades, which is another roguelite. And I was like, you might be interested in this, and she was like, all right, yeah, I'm in. It's fun. It's a beautiful game too. So.
Nice. You know who doesn't take a day off, no matter how much adventuring we do? Insane Games here in the Wilton Mall. Take that, society, and then come in and buy something.
I don't know if that's quite the takedown that you think it is.
Oh, it is.
This retail establishment is always open. Take that, capitalism.
No, we don't take days off. We podcast in the night and we party hardy all evening, and then we're open with the sun. And by that I mean, Steve, you're opening tomorrow. Hey, thanks. All right.
I like that delayed. And aside from playing Moonlighter, I've also been watching stuff. Last night I started watching season 6, the final season of The Expanse, which is clearly in setup mode. There's 4 episodes out right now, and I just gotta watch more. I'm enjoying it though. And Book of Boba Fett started last week.
Damn it! I was gonna ask you. I was gonna say, I was like, Boater, have you watched any good books recently?
Have you watched any good books? As a matter of fact, yes, I'm enjoying it. It's got an interesting thing going on, without trying to go too much into spoilers, where there's present day, which is taking place just after Mandalorian season 2, when it's obviously spinning off, as well as flashbacks to him recovering from from the events of Return of the Jedi.
Like, literally, it's the best because it literally explains. Because everybody's seen that moment where he falls into the Sarlacc pit and like you hear the
And then depending on which version of the movie you're watching, there's a burp. Actually, there might have been a burp in all versions. I'd have to double check.
I don't know if it was all, but I definitely remember the burp in later adaptations.
Yeah.
Once George Lucas learned what's that you got there to the intern, and the intern was like, nothing, and he goes, what's Photoshop? Ooh.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cool, and it's reminding me of. Oh, it reminded a friend a lot of Arrow, season 1 on the CW.
Okay.
Like
could
there were a
definitely
lot
see
of
that.
like more superficial things too, like oh they're in green and whatever, but also where it is doing the dual storyline of trying to establish yourself and do what you want to do in the present day, as well as kind of origin story ish in the past.
Yeah.
So also cool.
I really, really enjoyed that episode, and I was very happy that I managed to catch it in free time to watch.
Mhm.
So can we say that the first episode is 100% Nerd Glasses endorsed?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
A should watch.
Yeah.
Boder and I will try to sync up something where we we try to at least watch something similarly to be able to give you more recommendations of that style.
Dave, Dune comes out on that 4K Blu-ray soon, and I don't have a machine to play it, but I have a 4K TV.
And I have a PS5.
So pretty soon we're gonna watch something together.
Yes,
Just
we
saying.
are, and we're going to bring that popcorn maker that I bought my wife that we figured out that, boy howdy, do it pop the corn.
And I have an air fryer, so I can start working on that crate of popcorn chicken.
It just, I kid you not, though, I bought it for her because we make a lot of bag popcorn,
Uh-huh.
and when you buy appliances from big box stores, you think, all right, it's going to work. You don't assume it's going to work that well. So we
You
kind
don't
of
assume it's gonna change your life.
Exactly. So we kind of ignored the recommended usage on it
Uh-huh.
and just overfilled it with kernels. I was
Uh-oh.
standing and watching it just because I was like, all right, if it winds up starting to burn, I'll just dump it and we'll call it a day. But no, it literally just started spitting out corn, and just like that I Love Lucy episode, there I was like sticking bowls and the cat underneath it and like being like, oh god, there's too much! Like I did go to my next door neighbor and I was like, hey Jeff, do you want any of this? Like, and he goes, oh, I heard you were having a time with that popcorn maker, and I was like, yeah, it works though. It worked though.
Yeah, next time that we turn it on, we'll just have a hole in the floor with a big PVC tube going down it so that you can catch some straight into a bowl. It'll work great.
We'll just put Katusha right underneath. Katusha will be happy. We'll all laugh. Ronan will probably be more confused.
Or just set up like those bank pneumatic tubes in your apartment so that every time you make popcorn, it just.
Dan's sitting at home, just a bag of popcorn. Dave's making popcorn again.
That's a lot of pipe delay.
Or he just checks his watch. He goes, "Closed the store early today." That's what it'll turn into. So, anything else you've been gaming or watching?
No, that's what I've got this week.
So, I watched Book of Boba Fett. Highly recommend it. Can't wait for the future episodes, things like that. I did watch more Castlevania because, again, I told
Nice.
Mike like for however many years it was out. Yeah, definitely on my next watch list. So I'm watching like one episode at a time,
Uh-huh.
and I'm really enjoying it as
Where are
usual.
you right now? What season are you in?
2.
Okay, cool.
A
I think
lot
they
of
have 4 seasons out.
yes,
Okay.
yeah, a
Season
lot of
3 for me was a little on the slow side. I mean,
Was
it did stuff and it moved things forward. It just, wasn't as actiony as previous seasons, which is fine.
Binging just a lot of Bob's Burgers, and I love that show. I really do. Just to the character Jimmy Pesto was the the bad guy in some episodes, and he was the anti-hero in other ones, and this and the other. And of course, they started giving Jimmy Pesto this redemption arc where him and Bob were starting to be friends again. And then the voice actor gets himself canned from the
Right.
show.
Right.
Hysterical.
Womp womp.
Because I'm like watching the recent episodes, and I'm literally seeing like Bob and Jimmy are standing in the same room, and they're having a good conversation, and I was like, "Oh man, like we were finally gonna have like a cool like coastal restaurant like pair up, and nope, that guy gets himself canned for being an idiot, and
Yep.
there it was. But I played some interesting things recently. Speaking of collaborative efforts, the creators of Terraria and the team for Don't Starve Together did a collaboration.
Okay.
And I've been lucky enough to be on some streams with Love Alec on Twitch, and we were playing Terraria. It was my first exposure to it. Had a great time. And then as we were starting to finish Terraria, they announced this crossover to what was funny because we'd all previously played Don't Starve Together on previous streams and groups together.
Yeah.
So we were like, this is perfect. But the problem was we spent more than a couple of weeks looking for the Terraria content in Don't Starve Together, because what they did was they nicely were like, yeah, we're going to put it. I was going to reach. This is the prop for the stream. They were like, "Yep, we put it in a chest, but we're not going to tell you where it is. You have to find it."
Oh my.
So, Don't Starve Together. We're all of us like listening around, things like that. Could you
Well,
just?
it's like when I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn and I accidentally stumbled across the Death Stranding crossover stuff.
But speaking of which, absolutely love the Death Stranding crossover into one of my other favorite games. Sorry. I just love when Death Stranding content pops up in other properties where it's like, holy crap. In Days Gone, there's bike customizations that has like BB and stuff in it, and I'm literally looking at it, and me and Amp were both like,
That's amazing.
So we spent more than a couple weeks looking for this Terraria content because it's a chest. I spent a lot of that time dead,
Yep.
which I loved.
Yep.
Um,
Yep. That's what you do.
And boy howdy were we all pissed when we found out that all of us collectively had walked past where the chest was like a million times because it was hidden in the middle of some bushes, and there were some totems and then some high-powered enemies
Oh.
around it. It's not where it usually is. It is one of the potential places for it, though.
Yeah.
So we didn't really check until someone in Love Alex stream chat went, "The chest is right there."
It's right there, guys.
And all of us were like, "Damn it." So we
tell no one.
So we faced the Eye of Cthulhu in Terraria, and Terraria's Eye of Cthulhu in Don't Starve Together, and damn was it fun.
Nice.
And now that we've finished that, we're going to be looking forward to some Valheim,
Ooh.
which is going to be a hilarious good time. And if anyone has it, I think there's like 16 players you can have per game or some shit.
Something like that.
Like hit me up. Alec would love to have people join. So there was that. I definitely
I see
played.
you got you're definitely getting back into League of Legends.
So funny enough that you should say that right there, like you're playing Blue's Clues. Exactly, Demon Dragon. It's exactly what the person in chat
That's
did.
how I watch anyone doing. I'm watching Game Grumps earlier today. Where's the basement? It said basement hallway on the screen. Oh, it's got to be obvious somewhere. I'm like, you idiots. That's how I watch content.
I love
That's how I
doing
edit.
that.
That's how I edit my own content. I'm like, Boner, it's right there.
I enjoy when you,
I've
the editor, talk to you, the streamer.
Oh yeah,
by the way,
I've
in the
literally
edit.
just if you don't watch my stuff on YouTube, there was a couple points I think in Metal Arms glitch in the system where I just like grab my phone and I'm like, hey everyone, editor me here. Yep, I see it too. Nope, it's gonna be a while. Strap in.
To be fair, says Dude Icarus, Aaron Hansen isn't the sharpest tool in the shed.
No, but that's why we love him.
You know, sometimes he is looking kind of dumb with Sonic on his
Oh, I
finger
thought you
and
were
his
gonna
thumb.
say with his finger and his thumb on his forehead.
No, it's usually that Sonic game that he's playing that he loves so much that we all definitely don't demand that he continues to play. But I did get back into League of Legends at the behest of a lot of friends and family. And Demon Dragon in chat, thank you so much to you and Rafe Wolf and to my brother Clay for helping support during that stream. And by support, I mean carry, hardcore carry. But damn, that game's fun. Like, I understand again why I wanted to play that game and why I do play it. I do apologize to anyone who plays with me because I'm a play Malphite. And if I can't play Malphite, I'm going to play somebody else. I'm not going to like quit, but I'm not going to know how to play that. Just
Yeah.
not.
Not that you know how to play Malphite.
Nope.
You can play Malphite.
No, I don't know,
But you don't, as far as the meta is concerned, know how to play Malphite. But the meta can go.
I'm getting better. I'm learning. The training wheels are still on. Still facing intermediate bots. Still winning every game
Yeah,
with intermediate bots.
you're still going along, and Demon Dragon's like, I'm still holding the bike. It's okay, Killer. You got this.
Don't let go! Don't stop supporting. I need this. Don't let me get ganked by. I gotta say, for those of you that don't know the characters, I apologize. But Blitzcrank, big old robot. That's exactly what he does. He just.
That's a character I know.
So, I warned my one friend, League at Reaper, who also hadn't played before, and God bless him, I was like, "Yep, just don't take your eyes off of Blitzcrank, and if you do, zigzag, because otherwise."
Serpentine!
So we, unfortunately, both of us got kind of distracted, and he managed to do his "get over here," and I watched Lee get disappear into the west, like, "No, top lane, buddy!" And then it was, "A summoner has been defeated." I was like, "No!" And then I got grabbed.
It's just a horror movie.
Someone
getting kicked, like dragged by the ankles into the tall weeds. You're like, no.
Anti-Class Prime, not knowing how to do something never stopped me doing so. Same for Dave, pretty sure. Yep, that's the story of my life, and the story of my broadcasting stream. That Malphite one-trick life. Exactly. Because you know what? People forget that Malphite has that one trick, because they spend the early rounds just beating up on me, and then suddenly when I hit the level to get my... my biggest attacks and get something really going, they're like, "Oh God, he managed to pummel me to death." Like, yes, I made of rock, like I do.
Yeah.
So, LOL was fun, but you know what? It really made me miss playing it. Made me miss playing Overwatch. And I mean, I'm not. Because I'm not just going to give up on these things, but by God, does every time someone tweet about Activision Blizzard, do I not get really excited for the idea that they still could potentially implement all of those really positive things that would help the employees potentially fight Babo?
What else can I help you with?
I mean, again, the number one thing is him being gone would make it real easy.
Yes.
But still keeping our eyes open for alternatives.
But what I'm excited for is if those other implementations do happen, the workers' organization, because they're not a union technically.
Yeah. No, I think they plan on having a vote, but they haven't had it yet.
Exactly. So they're not a union yet, but they are looking to be a union. But they are looking to do some stuff, and I want to play as Reinhardt, and I want to squish the things. Thank you so much, Anti-Class Prime, for the sub. Malfoy Malphite.
Let's if you're good, let's move on, because
Hell yeah.
We are in a new time slot. We're at 8 o'clock Eastern. Citadel immediately following. I only have so much time that I can do Citadel before I got to go. So we are going to try to keep ourselves to an hour. New year, new schedule. We're trying to make it happen. So as far as news go, I have one thing in the NFT roundup. So we're going to get our blood pressure up there a bit. Then we're going to look ahead, see what's coming out in 2022, and be happy and end on that note, I think.
Love it.
The president of Square Enix on New Year's Day, he published a letter which, in addition to other techie buzzwords of the year like metaverse and this sentence, "I attribute this in large part to advances in extended reality technology, the increasing prevalence of the cloud in 5G." The buzzwords, a lot of buzzwords. Yosuke Matsuda also hyped up NFTs and talked more about how he wants to develop blockchain games. I'm going to read this paragraph in full because I couldn't pick a single sentence. "I realize that some people who, quote, play to have fun end quote, and who currently form the majority of players have voiced their reservations toward these new trends, and understandably so. However, I believe that there will be a certain number of people whose motivation is to, quote, play to contribute, end quote, by which I mean to help make the game more exciting. Traditional gaming has offered no explicit incentive to this latter group of people, who are motivated strictly by such inconsistent personal feelings as goodwill and volunteer spirit. The fact is not unrelated to the limitations of existing UGC, user-generated content. UGC has been brought into being solely because of individuals' desire for self-expression, and not because any explicit incentive existed to reward them for their creative efforts. I see this as one reason that there haven't been as many major game-changing content that user-generated as one would expect. That quote made me want to throw up my mouth a little when I read that, says Auntie. How dare we play for fun and not goodwill? Yeah, it's like oh yeah, they're concerned about this, and I get that. Doesn't actually address any of the concerns or whatever, and then goes on to say, bless you, more more buzzy stuff. I have more comments on this, but I'll let your stink face do some speaking.
But have they not played online games? Have they not seen online gaming? Let's roll back to 2 minutes ago when I was talking about League of Legends. That game is 100% run by people making metas and making games better. Overwatch is 100% run by people picking teams of 5 and breaking the game so that to change how abilities work and things like that. Not contributing my ass!
Well, also, like, if you want to use user-generated content, which is a little clinical to look at it, but fine, mods exist. Mods exist in so many games.
And stop pulling them down, then!
Yeah, you know what publisher doesn't have a lot of mods around its games? Square fucking Enix. People want to make stuff for your games, and you won't let them, because it infringes on your IP. How much more willing are you going to be to let people build stuff on your game and do things with your IP that they are making just because the blockchain is involved? Chances are you're going to look at it, realize that you're getting next to no money for it, and say, oh no, this is awful. It's just such utter disrespect for gamers as players, gamers as content creators, and such a capitalistic mind view of, if you're not making money doing something, you are wasting time. And I hate that mindset. I worked hard to get myself out of that. When I started my YouTube channel, I was like, I need to be working on stuff. If I'm playing something for there was pressure that if I'm playing a game, it needs to be for YouTube, needs to be for Twitch, so that it goes towards something, goes towards my brand, goes towards content, goes towards money. And I'm at a place where I can just play something on my own. Like, I started playing Moonlighter. At no point did I say, I should save this for stream. There's one game that I'm saving for stream, that's Horizon Zero Dawn, because people are enjoying it. I am playing it with friends.
Yeah.
It's like when Steph is playing a game that I enjoy watching her play, and she doesn't play it unless I'm there.
Yeah.
That's what it is for me. It's not because it's content or anything. Like, just this view that you need to be making money with every little thing you do permeates that. If you want user-generated content for your games, let the fans make the content they want to. But then they don't get their cut from the magical blockchain voodoo, so...
But...
If you're going to ask me to explain anything blockchain, you're barking up the wrong tree.
No. Vladdy, but if you aren't making money, how are you Sorry, I have to... But if you aren't making money, how are you going to make money?
That's a good voice. I'm glad you stopped and did that sentence again in the proper voice. That was good.
I just... Do they not see the popularity of who does a lot of user-generated? Minecraft? Roblox.
Roblox is a very interesting one to note because they do have ways, without using the blockchain, of monetizing the user-generated content. And it's getting them in a lot of trouble!
It is, but at the same point, if they just had a bigger legal team, they'd probably be able to avoid putting licensed properties inside of
Why
things
would you
pay
spend
for.
money? No spend, only make!
Can we Either get like a concerned Ronin-looking face, put a monocle. Why spend? Only make.
I think my cover photo for my Boaterbug page on Facebook is still from Recore. No Seth, only Mac.
That was so good. Oh, that game was so bad though. YouTube.com/Boaterbug. Check it out. The Recore
Yeah,
playthrough.
I always I forget the first episode of that came out on a New Year's Day. I think it was like 2017 New Year's Day it started airing. Okay, that's
if you
your
spend,
NFT
do you
shame.
have all the monies? No.
So much for spend money to make money. All right, so that's the shame in the NFT roundup this week.
So basically, Square Enix is basically saying, saddle
Square
up.
Enix's president.
Yeah.
Now, Square Enix had officially announced that they would be doing blockchain stuff before, that they're exploring earlier last year, not earlier in the year, earlier last year. But this was just like a very so we'll see. Probably like there was a lot of negative reaction, obviously, and we'll see how it goes. Dave, now that we've gotten our blood pressure up, let's look ahead at 2022 in gaming, and let's see what we've got coming on. So I put together a list of games that I'm looking forward to. Did you do the same? Do you have something organized? How do you want to do this?
I had 6 that I was like, ooh, I would love to show the trailers while I chit-chatted about these a little bit. So I pared it down to 2.
If they would backpedal like the Stalker devs, that would be a late Christmas miracle. Yeah, but it's Square Enix. So.
I will just special note a couple of them as we're chit-chatting about them.
Yeah, I picked a trailer for one. The others I'll just chit-chat.
So in the coming year, there's a lot of games coming. And as you remember, I already warned you folks, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires is coming. Okay? Hide your systems, hide your controllers, hide your console, hide your PCs. It's coming. But a game that I didn't really see anything, there was nothing really definitive about, except that it is definitely happening, that I was really excited about, was Earth Defense Force 6.
Okay.
A franchise that I buy almost every year, every time they make an expansion or a release, and I have regretted it 0 times. Never. And it's the same game every year. It's like Madden, except that instead of it being 2 football teams, it's a little tiny guy with a gun and Godzilla, and you fight, and I love it.
Dave, the thing we found out after we finished the show last week, rest in peace, John Madden, could not evade the Madden cover curse forever.
That man transcended football and entered a lithosphere where a program called Nerd Glasses is going to take just a moment. Just a moment. We're going to just good games in the 90s, shit games now, but
Anyway,
by God.
You were saying about Earth Defense Force.
So EDF 6 coming out. There's nothing information about it, but there doesn't need to be. Because it's going to be aliens come, they drop a bunch of ants, you kill the ants, bigger things come, you kill those, you get absurdly big lasers, you kill the big stuff. It's great. Every year.
Let's go back and forth a bit. So you had Earth Defense Force.
Yes.
Horizon Forbidden West. I haven't even finished Zero Dawn, but I'm already like, okay, that's February 18th. Shit, I'm not gonna be done with Zero Dawn by then, am I? But already it's like, okay, yeah, that's once we get a PS5, that's probably gonna be a day one purchase. It is out on PS4, but again, I will probably just wait to get it on PS5. Because there's a couple things I'm waiting to get on Xbox Series X. That's my resolution this year is exercise more, and by that I mean use a VR headset more, and try to get the new consoles. That's New Year's this year. So violence is always an option, not necessarily the best, but one. Yeah. So Horizon Forbidden West that comes out. That is currently slated to come out February 18th.
You know what I'm excited for? That's going to be coming to the Switch sometime, maybe, possibly. A game that we absolutely maligned on this program for being just terrible. But
You're gonna have to be more specific.
and I will, because I'm going to pare it down to it's a game where the title's a number. It's a game where the title's the number, and it was supposed to come out on all the consoles in 2021, but this one got so absolutely blasted, it blew out of the water, and the Nintendo was just kind of like, 2022, eventually we'll get it. Any memories?
I mean, you already said Dynasty Warriors.
Oh, it's worse than that. This is a comic book style shooter that was a fan favorite from 2003.
Oh, it's 13.
Yes. And the remake was so hated that literally every single game store did not have a physical copy for me to purchase because I wanted a physical copy of that.
That's what I should have done. I was trying to think of something new to play on Citadel tonight. I should have played the original. Although it's much more like than the current one out, so maybe it would actually be appropriate for Citadel to do the current one.
Pentecost Prime, oh no, why waste the money? Because it'll be funny, and I'll do it so you don't have
to. Let's see. As long as I consider myself more of an Xbox person than a PlayStation person, but Horizon Forbidden West was a PlayStation exclusive. Also a PlayStation exclusive, God of War Ragnarok. And like I really enjoyed the God of War reboot game. I never played the originals on PS2, but I really enjoyed the one for PS4.
They were really good, by the way.
I started to replay it and then got distracted. That was around when I burned out on open world games because I also had 2 different Assassin's Creed games going and etc. So
Yeah.
I will probably replay that and then play Ragnarok. But yeah, like I really enjoyed how the first game ended. Like on its own, it could have been a great kind of like stinger, like let people talk and such. But it worked. Like I'm excited for a sequel.
To be totally honest, I'm probably not going to get that game because everyone else is going to get it and stream it and have more time to stream it. So I'm just going to watch someone else play it. But yeah, that looks like a really good game. So you have 2 games in the coming year for a console that you don't own.
At least.
So far.
Yes. Yeah, I got 2.
Another one, I feel very bad, but these are all ones that we've covered on previous programs. But
No,
I want to bring them back to the
because
front.
it's reminding you, look at this and here's what we're looking forward to in the next year. That's totally fine.
It got an announcement. They showed all the work that was going into it, and things like that. And the remaster of it was looking spectacular. It looked like we were going to follow the original rules and all the gameplay that made this game one of my favorites of all time. And I am, of course, talking about the next-gen remaster of Dead Space.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Literally cannot wait for, and I'm going to buy the deluxe edition I possibly can get.
Yeah.
As long as it's not paired with a console. Unless I can get one that you'd buy the console and I'd keep the game and
that'd work.
And squiggles.
When does it come out? That might work for our timetable.
There also isn't a release date for it because they said, and I quote, "We're going to do it right and we're going to do it."
Nice. Aside from having the release date for Forbidden West, all the rest on my list are unknown. Otherwise 2022. Let's see. Next one I've got, I'm actually gonna hold on. I wanted to do this beforehand, but we're gonna put on the future goggles
Uh-oh.
as we look at the next game.
Oh.
Dave, I can't see shit. I hope you appreciate this. Oh no, I need to. Dave, can you hit the button that says shock for me? Next game that I'm looking forward to is a remake of. Did I put this on backwards? Where's my? Okay, there it is. I can't see anything. Like literally, I just have bokeh in front of my face. It's actually kind of pretty. Is System Shock. So this is a present-day remake of the game from 1994. Oh, I said I wanted to kind of see your reaction to that. Okay, no reaction. That's fine. An RPG that came out in 1994 was really influential. I tried to start playing it maybe 5 years ago, and it just didn't work for me. Like, if you in 2015 try to play a game from 1994, just the mechanics didn't work, didn't
Yeah.
feel right. It just, unfortunately, because I came to it so late and not having any direct nostalgia attached, it was just bad to play.
Yeah.
But I've heard such great things about the story. A book that I continually come back to is called Free Radical by Seamus Young, which is, it starts out as kind of fan fiction, but then takes the premise and tells its own story with it. So like, I don't expect that that's what I'm going to get in video game form, but I am excited to get, I'm really excited to play this game with a remake that keeps its soul intact. It was kickstarted. It started to get feature bloat around 2018
Really?
and got canceled. And then they said, you know what? We're going to try again. Like, they didn't do another Kickstarter. They were just like, we're restarting production, picking up where we left off, getting rid of a lot of this feature bloat, and just focusing on what we wanted to do. And like, I heard some bad things around then when the scope kept getting bigger, but now I'm hearing really good things for it, and it is looking at an unknown 2022 release.
That's badass.
So I'm gonna. I can't see anything. Hold on, is my phone in front of me?
Yes.
I'm gonna try to read chat. This has a really close focus distance, so nope, can't quite get it close enough. I'm just gonna take out the future goggles then.
Anticos Prime asking, do they finally have a release date for that? You did answer that one.
Yeah, it's 2022.
You know what, Boater? Seeing the trailer, I could definitely see myself playing that.
Mhm.
Like, indefinitely.
Yeah, it's a first-person action RPG, is basically the way to look at it. Has a lot of Deus Ex vibes, but I say that because Deus Ex was inspired by System Shock, so I'm excited for it. The demo is amazing. Right, it's a playable demo that's out by now, right?
Oh.
I feel like I heard something about that, but I completely slipped my mind. I could be wrong. You could be talking about there may have been a video that was released. I'm not sure, Auntie. Hadn't seen Boater in 2 weeks when we've been spending too much time together. I think just permanently spent too much time together is a permanent stat block affliction. Status effect, that's what I'm looking for. Playable demo for a while now, so it'll probably be better. I may have to check that out. So,
Definitely.
anyway.
This is cool as hell. I'm looking forward to seeing that game. I have another game. It's very funny. You picked like really interesting, like in and out and things like that, and I found a whole bunch of games that I literally felt ooh, like was my reaction to a lot of these. But the one that I was laughing about was House of the Dead.
Okay.
You ever play that in the arcade?
I did not.
Terrible.
I think I played Typing of the Dead a couple times.
Terrible voice acting, god awful mechanics, just everything about it screamed this is a Sega game from the 90s and it's meant to just eat your quarters, but it's a zombie shooter and
Yeah.
it's fun. And they did a re-up of it on the Wii where it was 1 and 2
Yep.
with a whole bunch of content chalked in, and the confirmed rumor is that they're going to be putting House of the Dead on the Switch, and they're going to optimize it for the Nintendo Switch. And I am hyped as hell about that because I would love to play that game again and potentially stream it and everything. Like, that looks like so much fun. Unconfirmed release date, but coming in the next calendar year.
Yeah.
House of the Dead for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, if you look at movies, they know the release date's like a year out. Video games, like, you go to gaming and 2022 in video games on Wikipedia, and you see a decently fleshed out first quarter, and you see a dozen games in the second quarter and 3 games in quarter 3.
Yeah.
We need plastic trash light guns for it. Yeah, that you can pop your the Joy-Cons into. Nice. Yeah, because that's what the Wii was. Like, it came with like a little pistol that you pop the Wiimote into,
Yep.
which was great.
And depending on what country you lived in, there was a lot of gun-looking accessories.
I mean, I have seen personally probably 6 different Wiimote gun accessories. Like at one point, um, at a previous video game place of employment that shall not be named, like we had just it looked like just a wall of guns that were video game guns, like different Wiimote accessories, the Cabela's hunting rifles, just a bunch up on the walls. It was really funny.
Oh, those days of mounting the Cabela's guns overhead and then watching someone take it down, look at the price, and put it back. Like,
I mean, I just love playing with them. I remember at one point I got just like a Matrix-style photo of me holding 6 different guns. Well, obviously holding 2 and then another one in the back pocket.
Anticlaus Prime saying, I bought Sniper Elite with a sniper rifle. Very nice.
Wow.
Vladdy
America.
contributing in with, can I be awful and say I'm genuinely looking forward to Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel?
Nice.
Hopefully that game can break the bread, though, and break the streak of a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Games that do not live up to their own hype.
We should get going a little faster just because Citadel after this. I just looked at the time.
Which is perfect, because I've only got 2 more, but
Okay, that's fine. I'll go Braid Anniversary Edition. I've played Braid a bunch of times. I played it on Brunch with Boater one day, and just had a good time with it. And I'm interested to see what they do with the Anniversary Edition. It's supposed to be just like higher res, more soundtrack, whatever. Probably not something I'll get immediately, but eventually it'll go on sale on one marketplace or another. I'm interested in just having it's a game that I liked playing a lot and wouldn't mind buying again. Braid Anniversary Edition. Unknown release time.
This one that I'm chatting about is going to be in Nerd Vision. But this one's actually coming out next month for the Nintendo Switch.
Oh gosh, does it have an exact date? Or is it just February?
I mean, it does have an exact date, one I don't know off the top of my head, but
Okay.
It's Pokemon The Legend of Arceus.
Oh, nice!
And I am genuinely excited
so
for this
Pokemon
one.
Breath of the Wild.
So there is that. The fact that it's not open world, but the fact that they are changing how you catch Pokemon and showing that Pokemon, the game itself, and how gaming this year is going to be very different from previous years' games because some dev studios have had more time to play with things, more time to cook it in the pot, and we as gamers have had more time than ever to pressure cook games so that companies can realize, hey, these mechanics don't work and we're not going to put them in our games anymore. Or, hey, these mechanics are really good, let's block. But I'm really looking forward to this game, partially because, yes, I'm a weeb and I like this stuff, but also because it looks like a little bit of an evolution in how Pokemon is played, and it's going to be a lot of fun to see it. And it's coming out next month, so we're not waiting very long for it.
I keep going back and forth on between. I thought that was already out, and I thought that wasn't coming out until the end of this year. So it's okay. Next month, good. Split the difference.
Next month, super hyped for Pokemon Legend of Arceus, however you pronounce that Pokemon.
Yep.
Super hyped about it. Can't wait to share it with everybody. But there is one game that doesn't have a release date, but by God, it's really ironic that Anticlaus Prime is here in chat, because when this game comes out, I will buy it on PS5. I will buy it on PC. I will buy it on Switch.
I will buy it on the beaches. I will.
We'll buy it on the beaches. We'll buy it on the streets. And that would be Warhammer 40K Darktide.
Nice.
It is... that's right. It's a Series X and S exclusive. I have myself a pickle of a conundrum.
That's... Convoy fanism. Console fanboyism. Holy shit, I had a stroke. Is something that I think, we don't generally partake in too much. We have preferred ones. I prefer Xbox, whatever.
We have preferred, and we also don't have an infinite budget. He has a lot of Xboxes. I have a lot of PlayStations. Guess who's going to talk about a lot of Xbox or PlayStation stuff?
Well, Steph is a PlayStation person, so we have both in our household. Anyway,
shut up, Vladdy. He makes fun of me so hardcore with the fact that he has a Series S that he didn't even use. Doesn't even play it. But he has it. That's not true. We play Apex together. But
Anti says comes out on PC as well. So
super excited for this
I
game.
want to have a video card from this decade. Is that so much to ask? Nvidia announced their brand new 3050s, and they're already all sold out and going for $1,000 from scalpers.
I cannot wait for this game, partially because it's a franchise and a storyline that I absolutely love, and it's making it accessible to so many more people. It's taking these miniatures, these books, these other very deeply ingrained characters and personalities, lifestyles, all these other things, and chunking it so it's accessible for people that you can get into it, get into the lore, and then get a bite-sized piece of, and then suddenly say, like, I really like the idea of the Imperial Guardsmen. Oh, Chaos seems really cool. Orcs, I love orcs. Gotta have more warg. Like, and I cannot wait for that game to come out. And it just, mwah, just, mwah.
Next game I'm looking forward to is Void Train. I've seen people playing it in early access. But the game officially will come out, well, supposedly will come out this year. If you're unfamiliar with it, Void Train is basically Raft on rails. Build up your train, make it larger, build up defenses, kill hostile stuff around you, gather resources, build more stuff. And from what I've seen of it, which is mostly Markiplier playing it, sometimes on his own, sometimes multiplayer, it looks pretty cool. I think it's going to be an Epic Game Store exclusive on PC, or at least a timed exclusive, which means I may be waiting a little longer to get it on Steam or something, but we'll see.
Honorable mention to Choo Choo Charles. Don't know if you're coming out this year, but
Oh, God, I forgot to look that up. Oh, God. Thank you for reminding me that game existed. Okay, hold on. Yeah, what's the release date on Choo Choo Charles?
oh, come on! Stupid.
I saw something that said Q1 2022
Yeah.
on Steam. So just click the Steam page.
Yeah, Q1 2022. That's the slated release, but it is another one-person studio.
Yeah. Says coming soon. Yeah. Choo Choo Charles is so dope. And then the last two I had, just to kind of speed through, is not games coming out this year, but movies based on video games. Sonic the Hedgehog 2, April 8th, because I've really enjoyed the first one. And Uncharted on February 18th. I started playing the first Uncharted game for maybe 10 minutes, and I was just like, the Tomb Raider reboot did it better. Because it came afterward, I admit that, but I'd already played that, and it wasn't holding me. Eventually I might go back, but I also had no particular desire to play someone else voiced by Nolan North.
Not gonna lie, the more trailers I see of the Uncharted film, the more often I'm like, I'm just gonna pick up the Uncharted collection and just play that and
Well, because
pop a
like I
popcorn.
watched the trailer, and first off, the trailer looks like it's showing the whole movie, so I probably won't go see it in theaters, but I'll wait for it to come out on streaming. But like Tom Holland looks like he's having a blast in it. I'll watch that. And
the actors look like they're doing a good job
yeah,
in
and
it,
like
but
whenever I
just
see a trailer, I'm like, oh hey, that person's in it too. So I'm kind of excited to see it. I'm more excited about Sonic.
to close, there's a quote that I got from some things that happen. And it's
and the Intellivision Amico is supposedly coming out this year, but
yeah, just like the Atari
don't
thing.
care anymore because they're going all in on NFTs and blah.
Yuck.
So
But-
let's set up a hypothetical on this last one. You are esteemed, albeit foul-mouthed chef Gordon Ramsay,
Yes.
and I am a contestant on one of his shows. I forget exactly what show. Did you actually watch the clip?
I didn't watch the clip because a friend just sent me the tweet
Okay,
that
so
had it, and I like.
ask me what I do for a living. As Gordon Ramsay, ask me as a contestant what I do for a living.
Peasant, what do you do for a living?
I do a lot of cooking on Twitch.
The fuck is a Twitch?
What the fuck is Twitch? He just like really quick, like, what do you do for a living? And he just, the fuck is Twitch?
Twitch.tv's Trisha is a birdie got onto one of
Yes.
Gordon Ramsay's cooking shows and talked about how she does a lot of cooking streams on Twitch, and Gordon Ramsay was like, "What the fuck is Twitch?"
And they've leaned into it at this point. He, like part of his Twitter bio is doesn't know what the fuck Twitch is. And he's got like a couple people reaching out that like, hey, this is something we could teach you, whatever. He said a couple offers for, being on really successful Twitch cooking shows. And offers by meaning like I would be honored if you would please.
I feel like we deserve that.
Let's not get the power balance, mixed up here. But it's also like it's interesting because like he participates in like his kids' TikToks and stuff, and it's just odd how like Twitch could possibly have just like passed him by. It is more niche than YouTube. To be fair.
Well, and for somebody that doesn't game at all,
Yeah, true. It is something that's mostly
like-
gaming focused. So like he may have like his kids may watch Twitch streams and he's just assuming it's YouTube.
Yep.
I like how someone explained the difference is that they're both like broadcast TV, but whereas YouTube is like pre-recorded dramas and such, Twitch is live events like sports.
Yeah.
Except the events are just someone playing a game 99% of the time.
or the NFL.
Yeah. But or cooking. So yeah, a nice note to close out on. Oh boy, we need to get a lot better at
We'll finesse out the start and stop times to make sure that the Citadel goes without interruption. Butter, what are you playing on Citadel?
I'm gonna be playing Halo Wars.
Phenomenal.
A game that I love, but got crapped on because it wasn't a first-person Halo game, and because it was a real-time strategy game on console.
Absolutely loved it. Cannot wait to see what you do with it. Thank you, everyone, for joining us on the new time for Nerd Glasses, 8 to 9 p.m. here live on Insane Games TV.
Thank you, Vladdy. Thank you, Demon Dragon. Thank you, Anti-Klaus. Thank you, More Like Rigor Mortis. Hello, Text TV. I'm sorry we're going off just as you're joining in, but stick around because we're going to go offline. It's going to take us about 5 minutes to get things moved over. We got a 10-minute countdown, so right around 9:30 Eastern, I'll start playing Halo Wars on the Citadel. I don't know if I covered everybody, but we had a lot of people in. So thank you,
Yes.
everybody. Thank you, everybody that drops by. Thank you for those of you who renewed subs. And thank you, everyone, wishing us a happy affiliate anniversary as well. So,
And welcome to Tuesday Night Titans No Look podcast. Welcome.
yeah, welcome to the crew. I'm excited, and in the coming weeks, we've got more stuff on the channel that we're going to be able to show trailers of, more stuff to announce, so keep it tuned right here. In the meantime, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I've been Boater,
I've been Dave, man.
and we'll see you next Tuesday on the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Bye, everybody.